Okay, so good morning, all of you. Today we are going to see the last part of chapter number 2, and then we will start with chapter number 3. Okay, so chapter number 2 and 3, all these are available in my um, WordPress website, so you can download that. Okay, so these are something like the last part has remained like RFID issues. So what are the problems with RFID? Right. So there are three types of problems that are being listed. One is something called as technology related problem. The second one is privacy and ethics related, and the third one is security related. So what we will do, we will just read the headlines and we will discuss the things. Right. After that, you can go through the notes. So the technological related problems. The first one is something like problems with the standard of RFID. Right, because once you are getting the RFID chips, like the RFID tag, the list of companies who are manufacturing the RFIDs, right, and see the standards what they are maintaining, right, because with respect to the standards of RFID only, a lot of problems they are being occurring in real time, right. So what are the standards are there? These standards you have to go through it. Second part is RFID systems can easily be disrupted, right? Because RFID system that we know, it uses what the electromagnetic spectrum, right? How we are going to do it, we are going to see it afterwards. But just see that RFID reader and the RFID tag, right? So the RFID reader, the antenna of RFID reader transmits the electromagnetic field. The tags nearby this particular RFID, there are different types of tags that are once we are talking about the active tags they are activating by themselves, right? Whereas there are passive tags, right? Those don't have any kind of battery, right? So whenever the antenna of RFID reader transmits the electromagnetic field, and whenever this type of tags like passive tags come across this particular electromagnetic field, right? It charge in itself, right? Right, it goes to the reader and the reader captures the values of a tag that we will see in again in right, the working of RFID in detail. But something goes wrong, so that is something called as RFID system can be easily disrupted, right? This is the one of the second technical problem you can say, the RFID reader collision and interference. So as I told you that it, right, the antenna of this RFID, right, reader, right, generates the electromagnetic field, and the tags, right, who which are come across this particular RFID, the electromagnetic field, all these values they are getting sent to the reader. The reader is going to capture all these values, and there may be a chance to have the collision of the data, right? So what you require something like anti-collision system, right? What happened, the RFID reader continuously, right, getting that particular data from the RFID tag, right? So once you will find out that duplicate value, you have to stop accepting the value from the tag. Are you getting it? So how you are going to do it? That is something like the anti-collision system, the program that we are going to write it, right? And that is how the something called as RFID reader collision, and there are something like RFID tag collision, right? So both the sides, these are something like the technological related problems with RFID. Then the next one is the privacy or security of RFID, where you can see the contents of the RFID tag can be read after the atom leaves the supply chain, right? Now in case of we have seen or we have taken a very good example of the supply chain management system, verified where the tremendous amount of RFID technology is used. Now, in case of supply chain management system, what happens when the atom moves out of the stock? Right, we have seen last time the example that the atom you are moving out of the stock, it is coming from outside to the inside. Once it goes from inside to outside, the another reader make read that particular tag, and you that information may lead to somewhere else. So that type of things are there. It's a security and privacy of RFID. So another reader can maybe capture that particular data like that. RFID cards is a problem of movement, right? The RFID tags are difficult to remove. That is again one more part, right? So as we also seen that RFID tags, some tags, the whenever you will see the types of tag, you can able to see the tags, RFID tags, they are removable, right? And the another RFID tag, these are the fixed tags, right? And if you are putting the fixed tag on the atom, particular atom, it's very difficult to remove from it, right? So otherwise you have to lose that particular RFID tag. If you try to remove it, right, it will corrupt all the type of data. It cannot be, because what RFID tag contains, what is there inside, right? If you see the RFID tag which are active, if you see the RFID tag which are passive, if you see the RFID tag which are passive, you can see there is one coil and one antenna only which is present on the RFID tag, right? So that video I will show you it afterwards. Whereas if you are having the RFID white RFID tag, white RFID tag, and if you just look at that particular RFID tag, right, um, in front of the light, in front of the light, then you will see inside that RFID, that particular white RFID tag, you can see that there is one chip and one antenna is there, right? So that is how it is very difficult, right? And due to this fixed tag, right, which we cannot able to remove it, there are some problems, right? And otherwise you may lose, as I told you, the cost of RFID tags which are fixed. Once it will go out of the stock, it is not no more use, right? So it should not happen. The tag should be either it should be reused or it should be disposable, right? And again you have to consider the cost effective. Okay, RFID tags can be read without your knowledge. Yes, because we don't know, when they are going to capture, when the readers are going to read the data, right? Because we cannot able to see the radio frequencies are moving, right? And the magnetic electromagnetic fields have been generated, and it induces the electromagnetic field. The tags have been captured by that reader, the values are being sent, it converts into binary format, and the reader is reading that data. So as you know, we cannot able to see visually, right? So it may be a chance that the tax can be read without your knowledge, right? Without the owner's knowledge as well, because there are different readers also which are available. They can able to read your card, right? So it can cause a privacy or security, right? It will cause a privacy or security problem. RFID tags can be read at greater distances, right? When a with a high gain antenna, right? It may be a some privacy problem, or it will be a big privacy problem, right? When the reader or card designed to increase the distance between the reader and the card, right? Even though the card, the distance is too large, distance is too large. If you're talking about the ultra high frequency, there you can see the more than 15 or 20 feet of a distance. If you calculate, there the data can be read from the reader, right? But it may happen that there are so many other tags may come in between, right? And there will be another antenna of the RFID reader at different place who can able to read that. That can be also one of the privacy problem. RFID tag with unique serial numbers linked to the individual credit card number, right? This is again a very danger, right, problem. You can say the universal product code. implemented with the barcode which allows each product to have its own unique number, right? It may be, the for the purchase of any commodity or like that, the RFID tag can be associated with the credit card number. If you are associating with that with particular RFID tag with the credit card number, then definitely there is a problem of privacy, right? Security problem. Now the different kinds of issues can be classified in several items. One can be data ownership and data mining techniques. Another can be data theft, right? Now all these things are very simple one. I will not go in detail, because while after reading this you will come to know what are the will be there. We already discussed with it, and how the RFID will be used, right? That is also very important. Related, privacy and ethics related, and security related. So these are the three kinds of issues that we have seen for RFID, right? So my dear students, this completes our total chapter number 2. Then let's go for chapter number 3. Chapter number 3, right? So generally, to go for application, first of all we should know what is RFID, how it works. Again the same thing, but it's a background process where we are actually come to know what type of RFID, what type of RFID reader, what type of RFID tags we are going to put what where. Also we must know, even though we are talking about toll management system, right, where you are going to uh, you know um, uh, cost the toll, right? The for tolls we also, all the RFID tags are already being attached to the cars or vehicles. And in 2017, 1 January 2017, India has decided, right, to launch this RFID for all the new manufacturing cars, right? And really you can say in 2018 onwards, or 17 or 18 onwards, that you also see heard the word called as FASTag. Now what is the difference between FASTag and RFID, right? Now these are general examples, we which we face day to day life, right? And as far as these chapters are concerned, if you look at the technology, then it's very interesting part for us. Obviously it is there, is a part of our syllabus, we have to go it in detail, and we will come to know, what exactly happens inside this, what exactly happens once you are use the FASTag, what exactly happens once you use a RFID, right? And depending upon that, we are concerned about it. As we are working, we are going to go in the industry to work on these particular systems, where supply chain management system, the product system, then the quality assurance, then the accounting system, all these departments in any one of the industry, and how they are working to each other, then how these technologies. And if you see in all the industry, in industry 4.0, it's a part of that thing only. So that's why RFID talks about one of the big pillar in industry 4.0, right? So what we are going to see the RFID, what kind of what is the architecture over here, then you can monitoring and maintenance, product safety, department, and where it goes, how is where he's moving out of the. Then we are going to see the hardware issue in case of in the MCQ type questions, the pure Aloha, slotted Aloha, frame slotted Aloha, tree protocol, that we are going to see it in detail over here. Tree splitting algorithm is there, binary search algorithm, bit reduction, the main query tree, right? So let's see one by one. let's go. It's an introduction, we need not to go over here. The working of RFID system, just now I told you very simple thing, that RFID now typically many tags, right? So it makes sense. And then we have got something called as a reader, RFID reader. This RFID reader is also called as interrogator, right? So what happens? The waves are observed by the tag, right? Now why the how the waves are now, what the electromagnetic waves, these are observed by the tag because tag is also having something called as a small antenna. So tag is having antenna, reader is having antenna, field of electromagnetic waves from its antenna, right? The tag is absorbed the energy to power itself, and apart from this antenna, inside the tag there is something called as a very small microchip, right? Which must have the power, right, to activate itself. So how it activates? It activates because of due to these electromagnetic waves, it absorbs it, right? It absorbs that particular energy, you can say, right? It activates himself, and then this tag, particular tag, whatever the number is having inside that microchip, it is going to send back to the interrogator. So this is how the system take place. It's a contactless system, what we can say. The reader and the tag, it's very interesting part how the RFID works, right? How RFID works. Now again, we are talking about the tag should be passive tag. If the tag is passive, then it requires energy to power itself, right? If the tag is active tag, then the tag is having itself a own battery, because we have seen the difference between passive tag and active tag. पैसिव टैग के अंदर बैटरी नहीं रहता है, एक्टिव टैग के अंदर बैटरी रहता है. एक्टिव टैग के अंदर बैटरी रहता है, सो नो नीड टू हैव द एनर्जी टू एक्टिवेट इन सेल्फ. पैसिव टैग, they are like dead pieces, right? They are having the chips, whenever they require energy, outside energy, to charge themselves, right? So that is how they works. Okay, fine. Let's see what are the benefits of RFID over traditional technologies. What are the traditional technologies? We have seen it, like barcode reading, then human readable formats, right? So and so forth, right? So a lot of systems are there which are like traditional ID technologies, right? Even though we are having one more technology, I forgot the name. Barcode is there, QR code is there, right? Like that. So so many systems are there. Whenever it will come across, we will see that. So what are the benefits of it? Faster read rates, right? None line of sight reading, that is very important. Multiple tag reads. The fourth one is programmable and reprogrammable tags, and enhanced secure functionality. So because of this, because of these five benefits of the RFID, in the market everyone goes behind the RFID technology, right? Because there are there are so many different big malls where you can see instead of barcode, the people are using the RFID. If you see the example, a very beautiful example, as I told you, in shopping mall, right? For shirt, t-shirt, you can see the RFID tag is being attached to one of the device, one of the thing, which is which put on the shirt or whatever, the atoms, you can say, and if you go out of this particular mall, right, uh, before paying the money, like that, so the readers, right, at the door, they are going to catch that particular tag, right? And if that tag value is being captured by the system, immediately the alarm take place, right? This is how one of the example that we always see, right? And what this is something called as a reusable tag, right? Whenever they are giving the shirt to you, they remove this particular, the RFID tag, right? Whatever it is attached to that particular thing, right? They are removing it and they are giving the t-shirt, right? And they are reusing this particular tag. So the cost wise, it's effective, right? We are already seeing like that. The key differences between RFID solutions. Now, in the last chapter, we are also seen the what are the types of tags, high frequency, ultra high frequency, like that. If you see that, just see it, the high frequency, right? So you can read other points also. I will focus on the important points. Uh, High frequency tags can be integrated at a distance you can see 2.6 feet, right? The less distance you can say the UHF tags ultra high frequency you can see the 15 meters, like 50 feet from a radar. So generally these type of tags are going to be a very useful, right? But obviously it requires more security. तो जितना डिस्टेंस ज्यादा है उतना सिक्योरिटी ज्यादा होना चाहिए, जितना डिस्टेंस कम है उतना सिक्योरिटी भी कम है. आई एम नॉट सेइंग सिक्योरिटी इज नॉट रिक्वायर्ड, सिक्योरिटी मस्ट बी देयर, बट थोड़ा सा कम लगेगा. बट अल्ट्रा हाई फ्रीक्वेंसी के लिए ऑब्वियसली द सिक्योरिटी, मोर सिक्योरिटी इज देयर, राइट. एंड जनरली इफ यू सी द HF tag typically use larger silicon chips, right? And obviously it provides the security functionality, right? Obviously, once you are talking about a HF, it does not require the higher end security. That means they are secured from their side, right? But the people who are using the vehicles and something like the different kinds of parts, supply chain management system, where the distance is more, right? So there you have to go for the UHF, otherwise HF tags are not going to be read at all at that time. Okay, the passive and active RFID solutions, I already told you. The passive tags you require the power, you require a power to emit, or you can say to transmit the signal to the at the reader side. Active tags, it contains a battery. I already told you it powers, which powers the chip and transmit the to the interrogator. Interrogator means reader. We also seen the limitations. So in limitation also we can see it. You cannot use this type of systems in water, such like medium. In it will not function on metals. It will not function on polar liquids like water, like that. These are something like the limitations of RFID. The comparison of different identification systems, so the whole chart is given to you. You can see the yes, so as I told different kinds of traditional system like barcode, OCR, voice recognition, biometry, like that, biometric systems you can say, right? So you can see there are two other systems, RFID systems as well as smart card. And if you look at this particular table, you can say the smart card is more and more related, or more and more similar to the RFID systems. Smart cards are more and more similar to the RFID systems. If you look at this particular chart, some small points are there, very small points are there, that you can have the difference between these two, right? In once you can say the what I will tell you that no smart card which requires something like contact, right? And RFID systems are fully contactless systems, contactless systems, right? So that's why you can see degradation and wear. If you see the smart card, it's contacts, it requires contacts and no influence. These are contactless systems, and that is why the RFID systems are more popular than smart card. Obviously smart card also being used at many places. You can also use it at railway systems, or you can see the different kinds of systems where you can have this. Now in case of RFID systems, the people can think about the library management system, where you can have the RFID tags which are attached to over there, right? You can able to see the number of books which are present, right, in the actually library, right, in supply chain, in railway, and wherever you can find out. For generally for toll management system, yes, generally RFIDs are required. Smart cards are again being used. As I told you, there are only one or two differences are there. I can say smart card are use contacts, whereas the RFID systems, right, totally contactless systems. So this is what is a only small difference between smart card and RFID systems. Otherwise both the things are in a great value. Obviously people are still using this traditional system as well, right? the concept and technology of RFID systems. Whatever I told you, it is being written over here. Let's focus on this system components. This also I have just now shown or just now narrated you about the working of this RFID reader and the RFID tag. What it requires is RFID and RF antenna, right? RFID reader consists of that antenna, right? It emits or it generates that electromagnetic field, right? The tag, if it is passive tag, that then it absorbs that particular energy from that electromagnetic field if it come across that particular distance. Once it absorbs it, the active chips, the microchips inside the RFID tag, which is having that particular identification number, right? Obviously, how it going to generate that electromagnetic field? Through the radio frequency or radio signals, and that is why the name itself is called as radio frequency identification, right? Otherwise it might be how the one more system is there, radio frequency, and there is one more technology called a radar system. So radar and radio, there are two different kinds of systems which are available. Once you're talking about radar, it is not using the radio frequency signals at all. The system is totally different. Here we're going to use a radio frequency identification. So there these are minor differences. Now look at that particular tag which is having that microchip, and a small antenna is also fitted inside the RFID tag. Right, through this antenna, again it emits or it sends that particular data to the RFID reader, and this is how it is going to be there. The first RFID talks to the RFID reader, talks to the tag, and then tag sends a data. That is something called as what? The passive type of tag. Whereas active type of tag, it is having already a battery, does not require any charge. Once it contacts to that particular electromagnetic field, it induces with that particular field, and it transmit the data to the RFID reader from their own. So that is how the difference of RFID, active RFID and passive RFID. So it is written over here. Then go for the RFID system components. We have seen it. The transponder, right? The word we know it, transponder, right? Where you can say which is located on the object to be identified. That is called a transponder. It's a tag. You can say the tags which attached to the system is called as transponder, interrogator, or a reader. And if you look at one more thing, that this is how the in detail you can say the diagram of it, the reader and transponder of the main components of RFID reader, right? I told you just now, right? What it contains something like coupling. Yes, in passive, I will tell you one more thing. How it going to, there are again two ways, right? Two ways of reading the data, right? What happened, how the data from the RFID tag, right, is sending to the RFID reader. There is there are two different types of things. One is something called as a load management system, right? Because it is having the microchip, right? So it is having the contact, so load, so it is having the contact. So when it close, off, on off, right? When it's on, the circuit gets completed, it transmit the signal 1, then 0, 1 and 0, 1 and 0, like that. So it, in terms of ones and zeros, it is going to send the data towards the reader side, right? So this is something called as a load management system inside the RFID tag. And the second one is something called as a coupling. There is one more word called as coupling type of the data to be transmitted from the reader to the tag or tag to the reader, right? So the coupling में क्या होता है? Coupling में load management नहीं होता है, directly it starts sending the data, because it is what is something called as a active tag. Whereas load management, it requires something like on off, switch on and off. Like it's a coupling. Load means what? It's like a switch, on and off. You can think like a relay type of structure inside the microchip of that RFID tag. So this is how it is going to be there. See, the additional components can include what it includes. It includes the RFID printer encoder, right, which prints to print the labels or encode RFID tag. You may have the barcode scanner inside it, the scan barcode labels for associating with the RFID tag, and something like input and output devices. So light stack, sound devices, trigger sensors, like that. So it makes sense, right? Then look at the transponder, which represents the actual data carrying device of the reader system. Normally consists of the coupling element or an electronic microchip. When a transporter which does not, right, usually process its own voltage supply, is not within the interrogation zone of the leader, it is totally passive, right? So ये सब एक्चुअली हम लोगों ने देखा है, वो बार बार रीड करने में मतलब नहीं, you can go through the notes, right? So we will go ahead now. See the basic layout of RFID carrying device, the transponder, right? Transponder में होता क्या है वो देखो, right? The left side, the inductively coupled transformer with the antenna coil, and the right side you can see the microwave transporter with bipolar antenna, right? So as we are studying RFID in detail, right, in this particular case, जैसे जैसे हम लोग डिटेल में जा रहे हैं, देयर इन यू कैन हैव what is inside the RFID tag, what is inside RFID reader, and this is how we will go further. We don't have actually the circuit diagram of that microchip, what is there and how it is going to be there, but at least at one level we should know it. So generally, if anybody asks you, what is what the RFID transporter consists of, so you should have this particular answer with you. Okay. Then the RFID tags. Inside RFID tags, you can see a lot of types of these RFID tags are there. Even as I told you, semi-passive active tags. It's a combination of passive and active tag. Let's see it one by one. A microchip attached to the antenna and a package so that it can be attached to the object. Program with a unique serial number. An RFID tag receives a signal from a tag reader, correct, and sends signal back to the reader. So this is what we have just now seen. See this, what are the passive tags? We have seen it, right? The generally the last thing, 2 3 points are important for us. The passive tags are programmed with data but is not modifiable, and with a capacity of how much data you can able to keep, 32 to 128 bits. So it's in ones and zeros, right? Still it's sufficient, 128 bits data you can able to keep it. It's the identification number. As we also know, if you are using the, the like IP version, IP addresses to give that particular identification number to the any kind of reader or any kind of PC, you also know it, what is the size of that particular uh, identification number. So it's sufficient, 32 to 128 bits. बैटरी असिस्टेड टैग, यू कैन सी, नाउ द टैग्स का अभी ज्यादा ये भी हो गया, राइट? देर आर few differences between this particular tags also. So one more tag come, the battery assisted tag, right? So generally understand this in detail. Like these RFID tags incorporate batteries and use the battery power to run the tag circuitry and sometimes onboard sensor, right? So this is also important. Then semi-passive tag, as we know, with as I told you, it is having, right, it operates the microchip circuitry but is not used to send a signal to the RFID reader by sleeping until they receive a signal from a reader. Semi-passive conserves the battery life, so the life of battery is there, for the semi-active. Active, we seen it. Active tags can be read from up to 300 feet. So generally for high end application, you have to go for active tag. You cannot depend upon the like semi passive or, in case of active passive also there are two combinations, semi passive tag and semi active tag. You got it? So there are the some one more differences, we are having passive, then active, semi passive, and semi active. And there is one more tag called as quit tag, right? So you can say the quiet tag or whatever, how you are pronounced, it depends upon you. RFID tags that are very that are only readable with reader output at full power, or which can be read only at a close range. You can see generally this type of tags are there, right? I have given the so many tags, RFID tags which are available in the market, So let's go through it. This is a smart label card, right? It's RFID tags only. Then paper tag, EPC tag, right? Electronic, right? The electronic, the component is there, EPC tag that we will see. I'm going to show you one of the video where it is being given that EPC tag, fast tag, and RFID tag. So the difference between that is explained very nicely in the video that we will see it after some time. But let's see, EPC tag is there, inlay tag, button tag, right? MyFair tag, right? Then like clamshell card, a lot of different kinds of names are there. Metal tag, glue tag, right? Key tag, all of they are using in metro type applications, right? Glue tube tag, proximity tag. So this is the proximity card, the proximity card what I'm talking about, right? This is a proximity card which we are also having in our lab, right? We are having the key tag also, right? We are having these readers also, right? So this is how we can able to do the actually practical on by using this dual frequency card, right? UHF smart label cards, you can see it's used for ultra high frequency. Ear card, right? Ceramic card, disc card, pocket tag. So these are the tags, different tags. Wristband tag, silicon tag, and then you can say jewelry tag. So these are the different kinds of tags. You can say the smart card like systems. As I told you, only two differences is there. For a smart card, it requires some contact with the reader, whereas actually RFID card doesn't require contact. So it's a contactless system. So various frequencies as we've seen: low frequency, high frequency, ultra high frequency, microwave, and right, UWB frequency, right? Very high frequency. So read distance is very much driven by the technology that is implemented or frequency of the RFID systems. See the guideline, right? You can see the distance between this all these different types of frequencies. You can see LF frequency only 0.5 meter. You can say UHF 15 meters. We also know 15 meters means you can say more than or 50 feet or 500 feet for active, more than 50 meters. Just imagine what is the range of active tags, right? So tag material, sag position. There are some differences between the fast tag and the previous RFID. As I told you, from 2017, once the government started to put that type of tag, fast tag and so on and so forth, it it is not affordable by the persons who are putting the tax on their vehicles, right? Because it charges, it requires a battery, it requires the it's like a prepaid system. You have to pay for that, and the government recognizes that the common man cannot afford for this type of tax. But now happened because of this fast tax system, the people are now, the government is saying it's now cheaper. They're having these particular systems even though they are active, right? They require now that fast tag also you will get it near about 200 to 300, or you can say 100 to 200 rupees. You can connect it to the vehicles, and your vehicle can pass smoothly because already you are paid on that particular tag. You need not to pay at the time at the toll. You can see the environment that the lot of metal reflections, interference, diminish, read range or reading. Okay, so there are a lot of things are there. Environment, see the environment. Okay, the tag materials, what are the materials are being used, the metals, right? The tag is detuned to the point that it does not respond the metal surface interference with the tag's antenna, right? In addition to the metal block signals, right? You are having the solutions also for it. As we also read, it will not work for the metals, it will not work in the water, like but there are some solutions for it. We are having like error detecting code. Something goes wrong, the value is lost in between, the value is not reached up to the reader, something goes wrong in between, right? Then it generates some error kind of code, right? The far field communication, FFC. FFC is also there. There are like near field communication and far field communication. Like 1 second. 1 second. हॅलो सर. हॅलो बोला बोला सर. हां अच्छा अच्छा प्राचार्याच्या नावाने दिलं पाहिजे का? नाही 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 बरोबर आहे बरोबर आहे. मी जस्ट म्हटलं की हेड ऑफ द डिपार्टमेंट आहे. अच्छा अच्छा बरोबर ठीक आहे ठीक आहे. मी नाही समजलं समजलं मला समजलं ते. मी सरांशी बोलतोय लगेच मॉडिफाय करून देतो. ओके.